super quick update. Um, what are we doing today? Well, nothing. Getting a little haircut going on. That's it. Some hair dyeing. Some, I don't know, bedazzling. Um, what we were doing yesterday and what we're doing today, two whole different things. So earlier today we was just, well, I say this, we was um, yesterday we was working. Uh, Gotten a weird little fender bender on the interstate. That was kind of weird. But so I just wanted to clue you in on that. And we are in the car, and yeah, it looks pretty jacked up. But um, so we went and visited with a attorney today. That was good fun. Um, you never really know what someone's doing on their phone or how they're not paying attention. All I can tell you is their non-payment of attention doesn't cost a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's a painful day this morning to wake up knowing that someone hit you at who knows. I kept asking the guy, the officer, I says, well, how fast was he going? And he wouldn't tell me, so maybe that guy wasn't talking, but I'm just, what were you doing? How do you not notice a big red car in front of you, But hey, that's what it takes. Nobody wants to slow down. Everybody wants to keep the gas on. And so the update of the day is that, hey, we'll go hire an attorney and let them guys figure it out. The insurance company called me today and they wanted my side of things, and I sent them over to the attorney. So there's really not much more to say about that. They'll take care of what they need to take care of. Insurance companies take care of what insurance companies do, but I think his neglect and him getting the ticket and following whatever they claimed it was, following too closely or whatever, I think there should have been a, hey, you weren't even paying attention, or can I see your phone logs to, did you have your phone, or whatever. I don't know how you just set your cruise control at 80 and you don't pay attention, but um, I guess there's no such thing as situational awareness, or hey, you got to look up at the steering wheel every couple seconds. You can't just keep staring at your phone. Whatever was on the phone, you must have really been into it. It must have been that favorite game or someone you was talking to on the phone that mattered so much more than the 80 miles an hour you were going. I don't know. I can't even fathom like what you were thinking, but at the same time, we'll let the lawyers figure it out and the insurance companies figure it out, and hopefully all's well. Things are taken care of on their end and my end, but that is by far probably the biggest or the hardest hit I've ever taken. But with that, I will this morning it's a little sore neck, little bit of everything, feeling it. So we'll see what continues happening. When they told me, well, I don't know, they think a little slight concussion, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's just not a whole lot you can derive from the madness that is Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. I would tell everybody I don't want to be here. I want to get out of here as quick as possible. Once my time's up here, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So the car is still drivable. I'm in it right now. It's still operational, but if you look at the back end of it, it don't look too good. It looks kind of ugly, but this car's been through a lot just in the 6 to 8 months. I've put in a new radiator, a new fan assembly. The 2 new electric fans I've put in, a lot. And so to have somebody just come by and wreck it, that's horrible. They're gonna have to pay for that. So, but as far as the medical goes, yeah, let that go to insurance. or let that go to the lawyers and they can battle that out. He tried to call me up and say, "Hey, you want to talk about this, or you want to give your side of what occurred?" No, I don't. When I got out at the scene, I wouldn't even talk to the guy. I don't. He wound up halfway down in the ditch. No, he was all the way down in the ditch. Let's be honest, and he just stayed at his car. He wouldn't even come out of the ditch, and I don't understand that attitude either. You don't even, definitely not walking over to talk to him, and he's not walking over to talk to me. So it was just a different, I guess, feel in an accident of what was going through his mind, or how scared he was, or just sitting there in the ditch just pacing, front and backwards, like he knew he done messed up, and he wasn't even coming out of and there was nothing I wanted to say to him. I mean, it was pretty tense because, and even while I was trying to tell him, I was like, I don't even really know where I'm at. Like, give me a second, and what mile marker you're at. I was like, I can't even see a mile marker, so just somewhere in between here and here. But where would I like to move? How fast are you going on the way? Just trying to guess speed of impact. Well, boring. I'm not even going to give any of that out because I handed it over to the lawyers as to what my speed was. But it would probably flabbergast all of you to know that, well, I'm just not even going to elaborate because it's in the lawyer's hands, and I'm going to let him take care of it and figure it out, and whatever. All I know is there's black skid marks for a long ways, and the speed limit in South Dakota, I'm going to tell you that too. It's 80 miles per hour on the interstate. So my guess of how fast he was going was 80, 85, but I have no idea. Guess estimating that just makes me look bad and them look bad, but I'm just saying what the speed limit was in South Dakota and what it felt like. So the average of the two, of maybe a 30, 35 mile per hour impact, I don't know. It don't feel too good. That's what I do know. And where would I like to move? Anywhere but here, because people are not paying attention. They're not. Every car we looked into today going down 12th Street, they're all on their phones. Nobody's getting in trouble for it. Everybody's doing it. And I thought, well, how can you just be cruising along on the interstate and just not see, and run into the back of someone? I'm just, how? And we're sitting here contemplating, what could you possibly be doing, thinking? Where's your mind at? And what substance are you on, So, yeah, they gave me a PBT and the 000. So, but I was like, what, did you bring him in the car? Did you check him? No, not yet. And when I left, he was still sitting in the ditch. And I think the officer was still, I don't know what they were going to do, if they're going to tow his car or what, but I want to go back and take a picture in the pylon that he took out on the interstate, which when I say pylon, I just mean, mile marker sign, like a reflector. No big deal, but it just, when I seen them black marks, they're deep, they're dug in, they're grooved, like he locked it up, but hey, could have done that 20 feet back, maybe we would have had something, but whatever. I took some pictures. I took some pictures of my car, his car, just what I could. And I'm glad he didn't take off on me or try and drive out the ditch and take off. I think he was scared, like shook himself, like, ooh, it woke me up. Whatever you were doing, sleeping, on the phone, whatever he could have been doing, I don't know. But when I look up, there was no one there behind me. I'm like, who just hit me? And I looked to my left. I looked behind me. Boom, nothing there. I got stopped 50 feet down the road, and I take a look in the ditch in my right rear view mirror, and there a little truck sits, which I thought it was like a Suburban or a Yukon. Turned out to be a little Escape. Yeah, it sucks. It does suck because it's the only car I got, but we got Faith in here, in this car. It's what her name is Faith, and boy, it don't show no sign. We could still enter it for a derby, a destruction derby, and just run it in reverse, and This thing would be a strong V6, man. It's got the power, but it's just been through it. Hitting the front, hitting the back. We got a bungee cord hanging the bumper on. I just, man. And what are you gonna do? Detroit power, you know what I'm saying? Chrysler all the way. I definitely back my Chrysler and full size vehicle. You don't really want to be driving a Prius. You don't really want to be driving those small cars because everybody's driving the trucks around here or in South Dakota. You know, my neck hurts. So if you see me sitting there rubbing my neck, it hurts. Ain't no joke. I slept it off. It just gets worse and worse as the days go on. So we'll see. I try to, I don't know. I think of it like all the accidents I've been in, and this one is by far one of the worst. I'm surprised I didn't wind up in the ditch. So, yeah, at least it wasn't. Because if it would have been a full-size pickup or something, whew, I don't know. I think our weights were kind of comparable. I'm thinking this might be like a 4 or 5 thousand pound car, and maybe a little escape. I don't know. They probably got 5, 6 thousand. But all in all, I don't know. I wouldn't even talk to the guy. I didn't want to say anything to him. He's like, you can go down there and talk to him. No, I don't want to. I'm good on that. Like, I'm borderline pissed and I'm feeling it. Like, I'm going through it, and I'm gonna go home and immediately recoup. And I got to get these packages brought to where they're going, and I'm good. You know. I was like, and things popping up on the screen, and stuff for the police and the highway patrol, and they ask all their questions, and I've answered and asked all my questions, and I've as truthful as I can possibly be. And hey, we're gonna let it boil down to the lawyers now. It's I know I'm on paper. I know I gotta say that to every time and I know I gotta call my person every time something happens or an incident occurs, no matter what. So that's what I do, and that's how I show my moral and find not moral obligation to being truthful. You know what I'm saying? So he walked away with a ticket, and bad day for him. His car didn't look too terribly torn up, but well, I'll be fine. I just, man, the hits keep coming. What are you gonna do? But at least the attorney felt for me. He's like, we ain't gonna leave you, and that's one person in my life that isn't gonna leave me, which is really good and positive. And I was like, that's exactly what I needed. And he's a really prominent guy out of Sioux Falls, so one of the best that I've heard and seen. And I have never been able to use him per se because he was always that high end, but now he switched practices and he went into dealing in accidents, so I'm just so happy that that he could take me on. And hey, let him have his 30. You can have it all if you want. Like, I got no, wasn't mine to begin with, it ain't mine to end with. And I don't feel like playing with them though today, tomorrow, or the next day. And it kind of went to show when I got a call this morning about 1 o'clock, and their insurance called me. I just referred them on to them because, again, I'm not in any way, shape, form. I don't want to answer your questions. I don't have anything to say to you. It just, your driver disgusts me, and pay what you need to pay and let's move on. But you need to play with my attorney now. Like, I'm not playing the woulda, shoulda, coulda, wish they would have treated me nice or fairly or talked nice to me. I don't care to talk to you. I don't even know who you are. Your insurance company name doesn't even ring a bell with me. So whatever mutual you are, I don't mutually want to know you. It's kind of funny. You go through a lot trying to get out, trying to sustain something that you want or need in life, and that starting, a better life and doing life more with the law and the law on your side, and you see how that works out for you. Sometimes when you start slowing down in life, you take it easy. You let off that gas pedal so that, because you know what inevitably is going to happen, the chances. The officers used to tell me, well, you go too fast and something's bound to happen. Well, I don't think so. Like in my opinion, I've always been a pretty straightforward, pretty safe driver. And so to hear people and officers talk like that and cite me with careless or reckless or, and again, when you ride on a motorcycle, when you ride on two wheels, you have a different perspective of what a good weight is, what a weight, a motorcycle versus a car, or what you're riding on two wheels, what is a good speed, and what do I have to do to stay alive? Because if you stay the same speed and you don't adjust your speed accordingly, you realize what kind of a risk you're at in a motorcycle. On a car, we get complacent and we think, well, our speed is fixed, or we got our cruise control on, no big deal. And we start, I don't know what everybody's doing in these cars, but they're not paying attention, or they're working, or they're trying to make their money, and their head's not what's in front of them, and if you're following too closely and you're not paying attention, it's gonna go bad for you. All I know is in life, it's, these insurance companies, they've made cripples out of people. They've denied claims in my past where, you should have gotten paid out. There's times where I just, I'll have my insurance company take care of it. Your driver's so neglectful, and I show them a clip of a video, and I'm thinking, here you go. There's my 5 minutes, and I like that side of things of, but again, I don't have my camera, I don't have my tools, I don't have my, what I need in life. It's like before, I always had a camera in my car, I had everything. But when people take things and steal things from you in the array of what's going on in your life and your relationship, if they understood how much they cost you by not having a camera in your car, or by taking your stuff and moving it, or, you leave them everything, you'd leave your kids everything, and the last of what you have. And I think that's what Jesus said was, give the last of what you have. So I guess that's what I'm giving right now, the last of what I have, and let it go. And, I can't make a lot of sense out of it, other than I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going to end up. And I know, and that sits well with me, that, if we do it in a way that is positive and morally right, then it'll be fine. We'll all just get along in life. We're not going to have much to worry about. There really is nothing to worry about. There's nothing to be scared about. And there's, no matter the fact you walk away from it at all is a blessing, because you realize, you didn't dodge a bullet. The bullet hit you, but you came out okay, So, I don't know. I'm still blessed, even though, hey, it's just a little bit of movements of the neck, and hey, it is what it is. But a little slight concussion, whatever he says that is, whatever. I don't know. These doctors, sometimes you go to them and they say what you want them to say, or they say what they need to say. Some got their opinions of what they think, and they've seen people with concussions like, yep, you got one, and they're like, well, there's nothing we can do about it, and it's just like, well, that's what they get in football too. They just keep getting drilled, and eventually it messes up their life so bad, and their quality of life. They're like, hey, you should just quit the game and stop. Well, unfortunately, us here on the road, we can't just quit, stop, and stop getting our food and taking care of ourselves. So, these insurance companies bear the liability of a lot of people's lives, and a lot of times they don't want to pay out, they don't want to give no money out, they don't want to So I'm done trying to talk to them, and because their logic of, oh, we'll give you $1,000 and walk away, that's not working. What's up, 5 Speed, Jason? It was good to see you all in the room. You know, the rooms are so small now. I really like them. They're quaint, they're cozy, and I can say what I need to say and jump on, jump off. I haven't done a live in a long time, so I figured, well, while I got some time to kill, I'll just update y'all. Yeah, at least it wasn't a semi. You know, what are you gonna say, Warren? Yeah, all right. I'm gonna let you go. I just find myself being tired all the time. It's hard trying to make pennies for nothing and people that don't want to pay, and you're working for $12 to drive 50 miles, and it gets old after a while, but I'm gonna keep doing it because it's what puts gas in the tank, you know. They don't understand what they do when they leave, and they take away all your work, they take away everything you work for, your kids, your wife. They make you famished, impoverished, you know, yet here I still sit, you know. And I don't understand what the purpose is or what it ever was to begin with, you know. They think they have some purpose or some meaning to what they're doing, but I don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand why I just it's pointless. It's mindless. It's, if you knew the hours you couldn't get back and the minutes you can't take back, and giving someone else a different way of life when I worked hard my entire life. There's no reason for this. There's no reason to be penniless all the time and scraping for a dollar, and you know, you have to watch the gas gauge everywhere you go. It just sucks. It really sucks. But with that, I'm gonna let you go here. I'm gonna let you you know, I gotta go figure out what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be months before I'm sure anybody clears this up, clears the air, and hopefully I can, I don't know. I gotta stay on the grind, find another vehicle, find a new vehicle, find a truck, something I can work better with anyways. My trunk's back to not opening up again. Took me a month to get my trunk fixed. Then someone comes and runs into it. Dude, it's like a taco now is what it looks like. It's not good. I'll show you pictures maybe later. But not important now, and I'm, you know, we'll see. It's got 200,000 plus miles on it now. Just for a car to last that long, that's impressive. But put a lot of miles on. Anyways, 5 Speed. Hope you're having a good day. Have a good day, and I don't know. Wow. I guess I don't know what, you know. Keep holding your phones and watch what happens. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be the service announcement, but I suppose you're supposed to tell people to stay off your phones, but I guess if you're handing away free $100 bills, then stay on your phones. I don't know what to say to you guys anymore, because it seems like you tell people, hey, don't be on your phones, and I'm just like, yeah, go be on your phones. Yeah, who's, whatever, it isn't going to matter anyways at the end of the day, right? Just, they'll go get a new car, and apparently they like working for the man or keeping Detroit in business, selling plenty of cars. Or the, you know, the tow companies, they get their cut. I didn't have mine stuff towed away, and I surely did not get in an ambulance. Do you want an ambulance? No, I want to regain my senses and go home. Forget your ambulance, forget your $1,000 bill that I ain't got it. I ain't got it to spend, so whatever happens to me is gonna happen to me regardless. Before, after, during, whatever. I already know. By the time you get in one of them ambulances, you're more likely to die than you are to live. I'll tell you that right now. You know, I used to think that ambulances saved lives, but they really don't. So, and I wish I could say there's a lot of pride in where we live, but it's kind of going south down here. It's supposed to be going south down south, but it's going south down here, up in Sioux Falls. The city is not what it is, but all right, you guys enjoy.